I am Jim Rome, and this is the Smack Off. We are live in Southern California. You know that song. You know what that signifies. Chills every single time. Alvy, if you don't mind, I think I will take that Decca Yeah. The day of the Smack Off. Would you look at the other side of the glass? The hell is going on? Bjorn Borg? Chalk? Alvy, I'm not really sure who you are. Cindy? The hell is going on in there? How about the XCR? You didn't partake too, Lauren. What are you losers? Thank God. What are y'all doing? Happy Halloween. You know I'm not going there. What's going on? Welcome to the biggest day of the year in the jungle. One of the biggest days in the history of this program. The long wait. The longest wait in jungle history is finally officially over. It is really here. Smack Off 30 has finally arrived. It really has arrived.
Smack Off.
And man, it feels awesome, doesn't it? It feels amazing, doesn't it? In 3 hours, a brand new king or queen of smack will be crowned the 30th king or queen of smack, aka the very best caller among the very best callers in the medium. And we have got an especially stacked fill of contenders today. And we've got a brand new element. A brand new element involved this year, the visual element. Now, unlike the first 29 smack-offs, you don't need a phone for this one. You can zoom in. Now, you don't have to. It's entirely up to each contestant. And I think we'll see probably something like a 50-50 split between calls and Zooms, but we won't really know until we get this thing going. It's a first time for all of us. However, before we get this thing rolling, let me get some business out of the way. Number one, I want to make it very clear that even though this is an invite-only program, I need all of you to participate from home or wherever you are. Not by calling, but by posting on X and using the hashtag SmackOff for everything. That way we see it. That way we can repost it. Hashtag everything with SmackOff. In fact, if you send me your listening or your viewing setup and you use the hashtag SmackOff, we will do our very best to repost it. Love to see that. Let's get the hashtag SmackOff trending today, clones. The 30th SmackOff deserves as much. And by the way, quick shout out. Shout out to the watch parties at the Lorelei in Green Bay. Lorelei, what's up? NW Growlers in Portland. The Irishman in Huntington Beach, right up the street. And Hobnob Grill in Chandler, Arizona. If you're at any of these watch parties, send your pics along. I'll repost those too. Just make sure you use the hashtag SmackOff. I want everything in the same place so we can see as much of it as we possibly can. So post on X like it's your only job. Because for the next 3 hours, it is your only job. To the participants, make sure you check in with Count Dracula over there. Chalk, if you haven't done so already, get the best possible phone or internet connection that you can. Do not let bad technology ruin great content, because as I warned yesterday, I have to run you if your connection craps out. I've got no choice. Don't put myself or you in that position. As always, you can in fact get run. You can get run in the main event like any other day. FCC rules also still apply today. And I know that Alvin especially enjoys swinging that hammer on Smack Off Day. Watch your necks. You've been warned. Now for the main event rules. Very simple. Number one, the left rule. No storming the studio. You cannot come anywhere near the box as part of your call. If you do, you're DQ'd. Rule number two, I make the rules. My judgment is final. It's my call who gets the 5 GER and the custom, personalized, one-of-one watch from Wingman Watches. If you're just checking in today, for the first time in a while, the winner today gets a custom-engraved Smack Off 30 Champion watch. There it is. You can even have your choice. The Patriot 2, the Ghost, the Explorer, the Stratos, the Aviator. You see this watch?
You see this watch?
You see this watch.
You see this
You see
watch?
the back of this watch.
You see this watch?
You want this watch, right?
You see this watch?
You want the 5 gur, right? You
watch
want the
costs
bragging
more
rights and the glory of winning the 30th Smack Off. Am I right? You want the strap? Well, get up in here and come and get it. We have all waited a long, long time for this. The wait is officially over. Let's do this thing. Quick reminder, with professional grade products for every industry, Grainger has you covered. Call or click Grainger.com or stop on by. All right, everybody, are we ready to do this thing? Are you ready behind the glass? Are you ready if you're watching or listening? Most of all, if you are participating, are you ready? All right, let's get it. Leading off today, first up, for the second consecutive Smack Off, is a former champ. He is the reigning runner-up. He has hit the top 10 in 11 of 12 main event appearances. He ripped his only strap in 2013, and he is desperate to not only win his second, but to also wire the field. Appearing in his 13th Smack Off, it is the one and only Mark in Hollywood. Mark, what's up, dude?
Jim! Yo, it's a beautiful day, as you can see, in Hollywood. Let me get something out of the way right quick, though. Yes, I live up here now. I'm part of the temporarily unhoused. You know, one too many bets on Penn State and one too many Chauncey Billups poker games. And the next thing I know, I'm roommates with Ira. How's that for jungle caramel? But Jim, it's not all bad news. Now that I live up here in Mount Hollywood, I get to see all of the carved plastic butt implanted socialites that take selfies up here every day. You know, if James in Portland were here, his tidy whities would already be crusted over. But, you know, speaking of shooting blanks, hey, V, I'm pretty sure I saw your wannabe influencer wife up here taking pics for the gram so she can peddle her branded plus side moo-moos. Jim, you gotta love how this tweaker, right? He tries to convince the whole jungle that he doesn't have a thing for the fats when his wife needed a personal forklift to get up here. But look, V, I'm a solutions-oriented guy, all right? I'm not here to help, I'm here to herd. If you do have a problem with the fats, why not holler at Amber in Portland? You know, she's fit, she's funny, and she gives a hell of a Chewbacca trombone. Oh, a Chewbacca trombone is the same thing as a rusty trombone, but when given to you by an unkempt Wookiee-like Portland woman. But, you know, the two clones that you would never see hiking up here is Shawnee the Cablin Asian and Caleb in Green Bay, or as I like to refer to them as shaved testicle heads. Jim, imagine those two translucent gelatinous blobs just rolling up the hill, profusely sweating out Crisco and estrogen. But on the bright side, maybe that experience will toughen Shawnee up so he won't get turned inside out by Nick the clone at his pressers. And Caleb, where the hell have you been? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. It's been great going through 2 years without having to hear you on national radio whine about how many restraining orders you've had against OnlyFans modeled and Jack in the Box drive-through employees. But speaking of going MIA, Rick, bro, I understand Walrus's disappearing act, but why are your fat fish head on the back of a milk carton when your nemesis Vic is running around the jungle living his best life? You're supposed to be a school principal, and yet you're letting your personal class clown run around the hallways, spray painting the lockers, and slunk-pooing toilets? All while you're hiding under your tiny little desk? It doesn't make any sense. And it's not like Vic is operating under all cylinders either. One too many raincoat-free wrestling matches with escorts in Tijuana. A syphilis by Broadway. Oh, man. Looks like Halloween has made it to the top of the mountain. Look at this dude. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We can get into the spirit of things. Jason Voorhees, so intimidating. Question, isn't it true that you're not some crazy machete-wielding psychopath, but really some stupid kid who sucked at swimming, drowned in a lake, blamed it on 2 camp counselors that were getting busy wrestling, and then had to have your mommy come and clean up your mess? Oh my gosh, the parallels to Brad and Corona cannot be so much obvious. He is also a former washed swimmer who resents other people that have an active sex life. He's basically drowned during the last smack off when his phone crapped out. He got butthurt and blamed it on the show. And from that point on, he had to call his breathless road dog Reggie to come write a script for him. The only obvious difference between Brad and Jason is that, well, Voorhees wields a threatening knife, and Bradley wields a prosthetic rubadonga to accentuate his banana hammock. Oh my gosh, look who it is. The Nightmare on Elm Street himself, Frederick Krueger. Hey, Krueger, let me ask you a question. Your whole shtick is showing up where you're not wanted, right? Like crashing people's dreams, getting into their bedrooms, their private places. And you really are starved for attention, it seems. Just like that pub hound, Leffen Laguna. Oh my God, because Lef also goes where he's not wanted, flying helicopters above broadcast like a psycho, invading the studio. And just like Freddie here, who dragged the dead carcass of Johnny Depp around his bedroom ceiling, Left dragged the old, tired carcasses of the clones that did the Sports Illustrated cover into a smack off call so the audience wouldn't be fixated by his pizza faced grill. 1, 2, here's a gimmick for you. 3, 4, Left's a little gimme whore. 5, 6, Left's a hoe ass trick. 7, 8, he's gained a ton of weight. 9, 10, Left buys his friends. Oh, and finally, the man himself, Michael Myers. Little known fact about Michael Myers, Jim. He is the only OG slasher to wear someone else's merch. This is not his face from an accident. This is actually a Captain Kirk mask. And it reminds me of that Guinness chugging, chowder loving, punk ass Jim Harbaugh slurping, all time Fugazi clone, Mark in Boston. Talk about a guy wearing someone else's face, Jim. Mark started his jungle career as a knockoff Iafredi, whining about how Jim Tressel and OSU's cheating scandal rocked college. That aged well. He then bounces to Detroit on his Detroit fandom, and upon arriving in Boston, began dropping his Oz while cocking his cod down Southie, then started jock sniffing the Pats quarterback, who coincidentally also wears a fake face, Tom Brady, moved to Tampa but kept his Boston gloss, supporting his lying, cheating scumbag Wolverines, and on top of all of that, he wears a disguise and slithers his way into the Lorelei Inn in Wisco for the smack off on a former champ's territory because once again, he realized it was the only way he could win by wearing someone else's face. 3 dudes that are supposedly be scary, other clones that are supposed to be scary, and they want to climb this mountain. But it doesn't matter. You can zoom in from exotic locales. You can zoom in with AI special effects. You can zoom in from the growlers in the Northwest, the hobnobs in Arizona, the backstabbing ownership at the Lorelei. You can zoom in from the Greco-Roman wrestlers at the Irishman. It's all futile, suckers, because the smack-off mountain you're trying to climb, the smack-off mountain that I'm standing on right now, the smack-off mountain that I will be on the top of by the end of this thing, it's named after me. So in the immortal words of Mark in Hollywood,
Wow, Mark in Hollywood. No wonder the dude wanted to go first, looking to wire the field. Never say anything like that. I mean, that is so wild. So we've never done this before. We have never had clones zoom in for a smack off before. You don't know what to expect, and then that's what you get out of the box. Man, that was amazing. Mark in Hollywood. It's like a one-man Broadway show. Well, with all the extras. Or a one-man Hollywood show. A one-man horror show. Wow, dude. Big ups. Major ups. Get to the X. Give us your reaction to that. Hit us up. Hit us up on X. Hashtag it. Smack off. Hashtag smack off. Hashtag smack off. That was, no matter what happens from here on out, that was a legendary jungle moment. Evolution for the jungle. A clone bringing something like that. Putting it in, getting it in. You see, that's the standard. That is the standard. I'm glad he went first. Mark, good job. Better than good job. All right, let's keep moving. That's going to be a tough act to follow. Right now, next up, we have a lady clone making her Smack Off debut right here at Smack Off 30. But she goes way back with the jungle. Only recently, however, emerging as a force in the Smack game thanks to her awesome Zoom calls with her rivalry with Bellaby in Calgary. It's only fitting that she appears on Zoom today welcome to the Smack Off, Gail in Valencia. Hey, Gail, how are you?
Romy, thank you so much for having. And if you're scoring at home, I am an adult wearing a stupid costume. Jim, I have to say, I told you one of these days I was going to zoom in from Santa Barbara. And yes, my friend, no better place than UCSB. And yes, behind me is where it all began. You, my friend, right back there. And if you see a head bopping around, that is because they are live. So I'm going to get back to this in a few minutes, but go ahead. Let's go ahead and start. So, Romy, contrary to the belief by some online, I am not a DEI hire. And I'm proud to say I did not lay down on my back ingesting copious amounts of vitamin D in order to procure this opportunity. All I did was crack on a lady clone who thought it would be smart to troll me on X, only for her to find out she is nothing more than my personal useful idiot. Now, I know that sounds mean, and maybe I owe her a thanks. After all, that phone call did get me this opportunity. Unfortunately, my alter ego showed up, and she doesn't give a rat's ass about any kind of thank yous. But I do have one thing for you. 6 points, 2, 8, and 2. Good luck making it to the playoffs, Bella. Anyways, Romy, I want to deal with the 5,000-pound elephant in the room. And I am not talking about the collective tonnage of half of the guys that are going to call today. I am talking about the fact that we are here at the 30th Smack Off, and in 30 years, there has only been 6 women. 6 women, 3 of whom only Silk or the CEO could probably name. I mean, hell, Caleb in Green Bay has probably mowed down 30 baskets of cheese curds before 6 this morning. The Bic has 6 straps in only 15 years, half of the time the show has been on the air. But Romy, I don't know what happened to Rachel in Houston. I do know one thing. She left us with one of the best jungle drops we have. And the only thing that's come close to it is that time that V and the Fee called up and basically passed a kidney stone live on air. Unfortunately for him, Alvy dropped the hammer on him before he could finish. And Alvy, seriously, you of all people, you got to let a guy finish. Now, before I get to before I get to Amber, I have to deal with Clint from Mississippi. Dude, I felt extremely stupid after you put in that video. Oh my goodness, after you put in that video. However, oh my God, I'm flaming, Romy, but I'm not going to flame.
You're all right, Gail. You're
Don't
okay.
stop.
You're okay.
I felt exponentially stupider after you sent in that video. Now, Romy didn't say send us videos from strange and exotic places. Romy said, Romy didn't say send videos from strange and exotic places. He said, yes. Oh my God, I totally forgot what I was going to say, but I'm going to keep going. Do not send videos from, oh God. Don't end me yet. I'm going to keep going, guys.
Gail, I'm so sorry. It has to be done. Gail, that hurt me more than that hurt you. We're all in pain. Trust me, Gail. Searing pain, Gail. Searing pain. That hurt me. Listen, that's hard. This is really, really hard. And especially following Mark after what he did. So, Gail, that hurt me. I'm really sorry. But it is still the Smack Off. It is still the Smack Off. And 2 things. Number 1, I did say we would not grade against the curve. What you did was way more difficult than picking up the phone. But I did say I'm not going to grade against a curve. We are going to grade this thing similarly. So if you can't get it done on Zoom, you're going to get rung up the way you were. That said, the fact that you went back to where it all started, KCSB Radio, not even KTMS, that's the college radio station at UCSB. That's where I got my start. That's where I was on the air for the very first time ever. So, Gail, you are absolutely awesome. You are the best. You do make it better. I am really sorry that I had to do that. I did everything I could not to do that, but it had to be done. It is the smack off. You see, this is what I'm saying. If it could happen to Gail, as good a person as you'll ever meet, somebody who goes back as far as anybody in the jungle. If it could happen to her, it could happen to you, it could happen to anybody at all. There it is. Gail, sorry about that, but you know what? I'm so glad you did it. I'm glad you gave it a shot. You had to be a part of Smack Off 30. This is hard, dog. This game is hard, dog. This Smack Off game is hard, dog. Let me get some reaction really quickly. I need some reaction from you. All right, so there are your first two. An epic, epic performance from high atop the hills in Hollywood from Mark. Gail gave it her best shot. Hit us up on the X with whatever you have. Just make sure you hashtag it Smack Off. Hashtag Smack Off. Off and running. Smack Off number 30. It's going to be a blast. All right, welcome back. It's Smack Off 30. Mark in Hollywood got us started via Zoom from Hollywood. Gail took her best shot from Santa Barbara. She said she would hit me up from Santa Barbara, and she did, from where it all started. The college radio station on campus at UC Santa Barbara, KCSB. Nice touch. However, again, as badly as I felt about that, it had to be done. It is a smack off. Gail, I know, understands. If she can get run, anybody can. All right, so before I go to my next call and or Zoom, a message from our original winner, the inaugural winner of the Smack Off, a guy who parlayed that into his own radio show, into his own career, a great career, and something I'm really proud of. JT the Brick won the first ever Smack Off and then did parlay that into a tremendous career, and apparently he has got a message for us.
The 30th Smack Off. Are you kidding me? JT the Brick, winner of the first annual Great American Smack Off. That's what we called it back in the day. Congratulations to Jim, the entire staff, everyone who's ever been involved with this show. If I don't win and make that phone call, I'm not here today in Las Vegas with the Raiders. I don't have a 30-year career on the radio. I got nothing. I'm back to being a stockbroker, taking a swing from my car phone on this show, which has done everything for me. I can't thank everybody enough. And I know that if I didn't win that call, and I didn't win that Smack Off, I wouldn't be here today. So full gratitude. I love everything about what happened after that, and I love the fact that the Smack Off is still going. Now, let's get to a couple of points. I won the first Smack Off. I'm still on the Mount Rushmore of this show. No one remembers who won the 8th or the 16th or the 24th. They remember me because I knocked it out of the park for the first one, and I set the tone for this thing. So everybody else who's taken a swing today or has in the past and lost, remember, this call can change your life. It could put you on the map. If you want to get into radio or not, who cares? You could still say you won the Smack Off. It's not easy to do. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully you can be like me and shine on the biggest day and call yourself the king of smack, because people still stop me today and remind me of that call that won the inaugural Great American Smack Off. Thanks, Jim, and let's hear what everybody's got to say today.
Hell yes! That's what I've got to say, JT. All of that is true, man. You earned it all, brother. You did set the tone. You set the tone for the next 29 of these things. Could not be more proud of you. Could not be more proud of the career you've had. You've earned everything. You did it, man. You did it on your own, and you did it the right way. JT the Brick, he did win the first one ever. And I really appreciate how much he appreciates it. So I've got gratitude for you too, brother. Way to pick us up. Love that. Looking good, too. You see his setup. You see that setup. JT the Brick won it. The first one ever. All right. So, again, this is invite only. He could have done it. Well, actually, why participate when you can drop that bomb? What I want to do right now is go to the phones. Not only go to the phones, but go to Green Bay. Not only go to Green Bay, but go to the Lorelei. Now, it's time for this guy's Smack Off debut. He's got a great story. He did not just snag a golden ticket. He says his ticket was his golden ticket to getting nice with his wife. He says things will get even better for him and the missus if he gets on the air today. I'm talking about Steve. Steve in Green Bay. Steve, you are welcome, my man. I guess I'm your wingman now, brother. Making his Smack Off debut in Green Bay, Steve in Green Bay, coming up on the phones. Steve, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, Jim. Dude, thanks for the Vine. Man, I'd be remiss, Jim, if I didn't send some love to the Green Bay Packers. Dude, the signing of Micah Parsons will go down in the history books, Jim, as the Lambeau Orgy Dome 2025. The best news of the year by far was the signing of Micah and changed the entire face of the defense, dude. So I'm excited for the Packers. The proof's in the pudding. They're on top of the NFC, bro. So it's going to be a great year, dude. Sending the Packers some good jungle caramel. Anyway, what's up, V and the Fee? The dude that loves the color purple more than Prince and Oprah. Jim, I got a feeling a lot of people are going to be coming after V today. Unlike his girlfriend, who's never come after him once, or before him, or with him. V's the LeBron James of sexual disappointment, Jim. If his little wiener bag was in the NBA, he'd be Yuki Kawamura. V, dude, you're the pinch of poop in the Smack Off 30 ice cream. I can't wait to hear all your poop jokes today, V. Jim, here's a sample of what V's bringing to the table today. Two buttholes walked into a bar. The bartender goes to the first one, "What'll you be having, brah?" First one goes, bartender turns to the second one and goes, "What's up, V? I assume you'll have the usual?" Jim, if V doesn't win today, he's going to have two reasons to cry like that whiny World Cup bitch. It's the World Cup, bro. Why do I always lose with gonorrhea? Brad and Corona, though, thanks for the random compliment confirming Wisconsin guys have massive dongs. Not sure how you know that, though, Brad. You must be that creeper dude at stadium urinals who takes a peek at the guy next to him. You know the old saying, though, Brad, young, dumb, and full of smack. And I got a big pocket full of it, dude. But I have to say, Brad, 6 Smack-Off wins is impressive as hell, honestly. But you know what's not impressive? What you did with it. Dude, you parlayed all those Smack-Off wins into absolutely nothing. Jay Stu watching porn in his dorm has had more success in the entertainment industry than you. You're Kyle Brandt if he failed in his career without being EP of the Jim Rome Show, without his own show, without the cash. Brad, you say you can't punch down, you just punch? Yeah, dude, you're punching a clock somewhere in Corona right now. And it seems to me that the reason that is, Brad, is because you're a lazy turd, as evidenced by the 3 phone calls you make to the jungle each year. And Mark in Boston, dude, it goes without saying. Walking into Caleb's Lorelei like, da-da-da-da-da, dressed as a fat cow, taking a big steamy whiz on the floor, did not win you over any Wisconsin clones, man. I know you're trying to plant that flag again at midfield, dude, but I'm coming down to the Lorelei right now to go Ryan Day on your ass, and then we'll have a cold one. Oh.
Yo. Let me tell you something. For a Smack-Off debut, that's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets. Stephen Green Bay, I had high hopes. I'm totally objective, but I had high hopes, and you did not disappoint, brother. That's how you come in on your first time. Like you've been there before. Like you've done that before. Stephen Green Bay. See, this is what I'm saying. It's a really interesting dance, right? Zooming in is not an easy thing to do. It takes a different sort of breed. You got to be built a certain way. My man just showed up on the phones and did a really nice job. So make sure you're scoring this at home as we go. And most of all, make sure you're getting to X and you're reacting and you're giving us your thoughts. Hashtag everything smack off. I've noticed a few posts that did not have that hashtag. They're hard to find. Hashtag everything smack off. If you want to show us your setup, do that too. Just run everything through X. Hashtag everything smack off. Plenty more still to come. Off to a great start, man. This is so fun. What an absolute blast. Worth the wait, if you ask me. Worth the wait. except for you weirdos on the other side of the glass. You doing that to troll me? Are you mocking me with those costumes? Yeah, you. I'm looking at you, Jock. I'm looking at you, Bjorn Borg.
This isn't
Cindy,
a
I don't
costume,
even
boss.
know. That's not a costume.
No, this is just how I look.
That's your Friday casual? That's just you.
Yeah, it's
Being
just me.
Dracula.
That's why they
Okay.
call me Chalk.
Got you. Well, what's Cindy's excuse? That's not why we call her Cindy. Avi, I don't even know. Hey, you're Alvin. Oh, I get it. You're playing yourself. Now I get it. Bjorn Borg is the only one that I got. That's the one I got in the back. All right, when we come back, a lot more. Hit us up. Get to the X. Hashtag it, smack off, and let us know. We'll be right back. Remember, you can watch this on the Rome TV channel and get any of the other 9 platforms. You can watch it on X. You can listen on Westwood One, any of our stations there, or SiriusXM. Just make sure you're reacting. And when you do react, make sure you hashtag it, smack off. That way we can see it and try and turn it around. All right, let's keep moving. I like it. So far, so good. Back at it, this time with a guy that clones, well, they love to hate this guy. I've never really understood why, but they love to hate this guy. However, nobody has enjoyed a bigger jungle bump in the past year thanks to his Zooms. Zooms from all over the country. The haters also love to conveniently forget that he's a former champ. He won it all in 2001. You can't fluke your way to a championship. He is appearing in his 18th Smack Off, but his first in 9 years and his first via Zoom. Let's go to the beach. Let's check in with Silk Bra. Silk, what's up, dude?
What's up, brah? 6'7", brah. Woo! All right, buddy. I'm coming to you live from the corner of 5th and Olive here in my beautiful home of HB. And we, of course, are at the Irishman. So I'm going to kind of walk in, see what's happening. By the way, just a shout out to Mark. Wow, you sucked, brah. I mean, I only heard half of the call because I fell asleep during it. Mark claims to be an actor. Well, I don't know if he is or not, but he's definitely not an editor. Hey, Mark, you look good, man. You're really swole. Too bad you're 4'11", brah. All right. Oh, and also JT the Brick. You always talk about how he's become a success. He's a Knick fan and he works for the Raiders. The success is debatable, brah. All right, let's come in and take a look and see who's hanging out, brah. Oh, that's my transportation right there, brah. Rode the bike. Let's see. Oh, wait. Who do we have here, brah? Terrence. What's up, Terrence? How you doing, brother?
What am I doing here?
Exactly. So Terrence came down, brah. He's hanging with us.
I wanted to put that Mark guy off that hill. You
Oh, yeah.
never heard a word he said. What the fuck was he?
Hey. Sorry, bro. Hope you guys have your finger on the button, bro. Sorry, bro. All right, let's keep this going. Hey, you guys, no cursing. All right, got my buddy Uni here. He's hanging out. Let's see who else is down here. Walking down. Oh, is that cousin Corey? Oh, cousin Corey is here. Wow, this is pretty awesome, bro.
Oh, let's go, baby.
Dude, let's see who else is here. This is gonna be crazy. Oh, we definitely got some celebrities. Yeah, bro. Look at that. We got Benton here. Wait, here, I got actually a special guest here, bro. Look at this. It's just my friend Craig. I don't know if you've ever met him, bro. He's hanging out, bro.
I know him, bro. I know him well.
Okay, good. So, all right. I'm going to walk inside and see what we got. There's rumors that there are some special guests inside. It's our friend Gary and Bree right there. Oh, Jen Silk's over there, too, with Cousin Corey, bro. I don't know why Cousin Corey is wearing a cowboy hat. Oh, wait. Dude, you got to check this out. Show him that license plate.
Oh, yeah.
Jungle Clone, bro.
Okay.
Full hot. Okay. Let's see who's inside the bar, bruh. All right. Is that Steve from NoCal? Or something, brother? I kicked down from NoCal. Dude, we've been open for a little while here at the Irishman. All right. Let's see. There's some guy creeping in the corner over here. Is that the Joker or is that Dick Flowers right there? Oh, my God. That's creepy. All right. And then let's see who we got behind the bar. Okay, I'm coming back behind the bar. I'm not wearing shoes for Cruz, unfortunately. We got our bartender, Mike, right there. Oh, and there's Ray. Ray's the owner of the Irishman. Say hello, Ray, and tell them about what you're doing.
I'm pouring the best Guinness on the West Coast in the only Irish-owned bar in Huntington Beach.
That's it? That's all you got?
Nice job, dude.
This guy, he's usually super verbose, bro, so I don't know what's going on. Wait, dude, I got another super special guest right here. Hey, don't curse. Is that Fabian Oski right there? Number 420. Babe, say hi. You're not going to say, yeah. Number 2. Yeah. There we go. Thank you. All right, cool. What else? Oh, by the way, I heard this is a big deal up in Portland. Right here, just for the occasion, Amber decided to shave her legs and her armpits. So hopefully she'll be killing it today. You know what? This guy looks familiar. This guy almost kind of looks like Alec Baldwin. Hold on a second. Let's get him in here.
Hey, so, you see this watch?
Yeah, I see that watch.
This watch costs more than your bike.
You know what? He's not wrong. That Schwinn, I got that Schwinn on Craigslist for $150. Oh, wait. Is that Jeff from Wingman Watches? Bruh, you know how it is when Silk throws a party. Ain't no party like a Silk party, a 6-7 party. We're doing it big in Huntington Beach, bruh. Let's see if I got anything else. Oh, Lef was going to zoom in today, but the AirPods wouldn't fit in his ears, bruh. They're too big, but I don't have a size that fits them. Brad, he says he's going to be in today. I don't know. He's been down in the mouth lately because his valet/manservant, Reggie in the OC, uprooted himself and went to Utah. You know, he's one of those California haters, bro. Although he still is an Angels fan, so who knows? Listen, bro, we're just getting started down here in HB, as you can see. So there's plenty of time for clones to get out here. We're going to watch the rest of the show. We got the surround sound on. We got everything on. There's everybody here on the patio. You guys can yell or something if you want. I'm not sure how Craig's getting home. Hopefully he took an Uber, but, you know, we're chilling. Or maybe we'll go to Joe Jonas later, bro. All right, bro.
All right, let me jump in here. You're frozen, dude. All right, Silk Bra at the Irishman. So, number one, we wait all those years for Terrence, and we get an F-bomb. Terrence, what's going on, dude? Good to see my brother-in-law, Craig. That's Janet's brother. And by the way, what he said about the Irishman, they're there all day. They're there watching the show, having a party, doing what they do, and Silk is hosting that party. All right, the Bra doing it live from the Irishman. Tommy, what do you think about this next one? I think all right, so what I want you to do, react to what you've seen so far. Listen, I want you to understand these are not easy things to do. All right, nobody's ever Zoomed before. Nobody has ever Zoomed before, well, except for that guy. And keep that in mind. Now, this dude, I was hoping this guy would call because my man always makes it better, which is why it's shocking that he has never made the air in a main event, even though he goes all the way back with the Jungle. Today, we fix that. Casey in LA, a true OG. My brother, welcome to the Smack Off. Casey, what's good, dude?
Yes, Jay. Appreciate the opportunity, KC. Vader, the Supreme Commander of the Imperial Fleet, coming to you from the control room of the Death Star on this momentous occasion. Wow, that call from Mark was so long, it was eons. It was as long as the Star Wars franchise has been going on. It'll be going until next Smack Off. Tim, I didn't come to take part in this Smack Off. I came to take over the Clone-averse. Let's start with Jeff in Richmond. He's the dirtiest player in the game because it's been at least 2 decades since he could get his big ass through the bathroom door. So instead of taking a shower, he launches down the hill to the barn, and they pull out the pressure washer and hose him down with his overalls on with the rest of the livestock. Because if he took those things off, it would be a horrific sight. And have you seen his trophy wife? Well, apparently, it wasn't for first place. She's so grotesque that when they get nice, he uses 2 bags. He puts one on her head and one on his head in case the one on her head comes off. And of course, there's Vic in No Call, who says he has a way with broads. He actually means he hangs with wayward broads. You know, the kind you wouldn't bring home to mother. In fact, they're just the kind you wouldn't even bring home. And then, of course, the most annoying presence here in the jungle is V in the fee. You never know what's coming out of his pie hole, because it comes out of his a-hole. He should have that thing stitched shut permanently, because bitches get stitches. Yo, Jim, it is cool too to see the inside the NBA crew now on ESPN, especially my main man, Kenny Smith. I remember that ridiculous rant he had back in the day about putting gas in the car on the way to a Clippers game. I still don't understand what the hell he was talking about 25 years later. And yo, Kenny, your knees are awfully close together. They look like they're having sex. You ought to get them a ring. Hey, Jim, too. It looks like a funny thing happened to the Dodgers on their way to becoming the first team in MLB in a quarter century to win back-to-back World Series. They got beat by Toronto.
My man, the funny thing happened on the way to the end of this call. We ran out of time, Casey. Oh, brother, you were so good, though. That was so good. I am really sorry about that. This is the clock. This is the smack off. This is what happens. You never know. Casey, good to see you, my brother. Hour 2 coming up next. So, just letting this thing breathe for 1 minute. We haven't done this before, and I want to give a big shout out to those clones that are in the field and are zooming in and are doing their best to do so. It's not easy now. That is not an easy thing. Mark in Hollywood let us off. He's trying to go wire to wire, and he was elaborate now. I'm looking at it. He is trending nationally right now on X. Smack Off is trending 4th overall. If you have anything to say about anything you've seen or heard, hit us up on X. Make sure you hashtag it Smack Off. That way we see it, and that way we can also turn it around. All right, so obviously some of the monsters still ahead. You never know exactly how it's going to play out. We don't know. Casey finally made it in for the first time ever as Darth Vader. I'm sorry that he ran out of time, but the clock is the clock. I'm proud of you, my dude. I thought you did great. So, are you scoring it at home? Who do you have? Also, one more thing I want to say before I get back to this. We're going to have our first ever recap show. I've never done that. Normally, I bounce right after the Smack Off. I bounce into my summer vacation. We have the after hour today. Adam Rank and I. And there will be special guests on the after hour, so keep that in mind. Let's go to the start of hour number 2. Let's get a lady clone up in here. She reps Lady Clone Nation. She reps the great state of Oregon. She could even say she reps Portland woman. She also happens to be, though, one of the fiercest clones in the jungle. She is appearing now in her second Smack Off, looking to hit the board or do even better than that for the first time. Hitting the board, I mean. She's been on before and she's done really well. I'm talking about Amber in Portland, of course. Amber in Portland starts us off for hour number 2. Amber, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, Romy. It's so great to be here. Thanks for the Vine 30th Smack Off. First of all, just a shout out to my girl, Gail. Good job, good effort, Gail. It was really good. And from UCSB, that was pretty incredible. So, I'm going to start it off and say that we've really been going through it here in the Pacific Northwest on the sports front. Like my Mariners, they took a stake, put it in my heart, and just twisted it. And it's still, it hurts. And I'm not going to lie. And it's too painful to talk about. I'm not even going to talk about it. But I am going to talk about our local mobster, Chauncey Gambino. His gambling skills are actually worse than his coaching. I wanted to see him get fired, but I didn't have that on my bingo card. His gambling skills are so bad that the only reason that they traded Damian Lillard was because the Queen of Hearts hopped on the river. He's so bad that I think he bet on himself to get fired, but he tipped off the FBI. I bet right now that fool wishes that he didn't speak English and he had an interpreter to blame this on. I do know one thing, though, that he may have lost his job with the Blazers, but where he's going, Chauncey will be back to his playing days, and he's going to make first team all Rikers Island. Good for you, buddy. You'll be playing for those cigarettes and extra juice boxes at lunch. But Chauncey aside, one thing is for sure, the more players and coaches that come out in this whole ring and get charged and sentenced, Commissioner Ears, he's going to have a field day, and I think he's going to announce that he's going to set up an NBA penal league. Just wait, and he's going to push it as hard as that Emirates Cup, and he's going to push it right down our throats. Speaking of coaches that have currently lost their jobs, one of the biggest non-shockers to me was the one with the most punchable face, Brian Kelly. You mean his fake hillbilly accent didn't fool anybody? He worked on that for a whole 3 seconds before using it on his new family. Maybe it was the fact that he didn't like eating crawdads and gator feet deep fried in lard. Or, I don't know, maybe it was the fact that he said he was going to win a bunch of games, but a bunch, it only meant 9. Let's face it. He did do a damn fine job of something at LSU. That just happened to be yelling at his assistants and stealing money. Super job, coach. But what's next for old Brian?
That's not a good call. No.
Wow.
You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very
Remember
good
in the
call.
lead up to the event, I said many times, how awesome would it be to have a lady clone win this thing? How awesome would it be? But the fact of the matter is, if that call were made on any other day, it would have been run. Because she just kind of kept going. Amber, you're still great. You're still awesome. But this is for the best of the best. This is the smack off. Man, you got to get up in here and you got to take down some fools and you got to bring the heat and bring the juice and show that you belong. You got to make the thing better. You got to bring us up. And this is just kind of bringing us down. Where is that energy? Where is that smack? Where is that ferocity? Amber, I said it in the open when I introduced you. She's about as fierce as they come in the jungle. I need to see that. I need to see that on the big stage. So it's not personal. It can't feel good. I'm sorry it happened, but it's the smack off. It's for the best of the best. Good is not good enough. And especially if it's not that good. It's a harsh place. The jungle can be a harsh place, especially on the big stage. Listen, expectations are high. We're holding you to a standard. The standard is the standard. Y'all wanted this, the 30th smack off. When we skipped it, y'all were so pissed. Where is it, Rome? Where is it? When is it, Rome? When is it? It's here, right now, today. You got to step it up. All of you, you got to be better. You have to be better. Nobody will be spared. I ran both lady clones, and it hurt, all right? Hit us up. I need your reaction. Get to the X. Who do you have in the lead? What do you like? What do you not like? Hashtag it. Smack off.
Smack off.
When people get run, it does create opportunities. But there are some that I do not expect to get run, and they get run. See, that's the day. That's the day. Some of the monsters still lying in wait. All right, Tommy, what do you think? Let's go to the phones. We're setting up some Zooms as we speak. We are going to the phones right now. My man, Dre in Providence. Dre, what's going on, my guy?
Jimmy. Thank you for the vine, my brother. I'll admit, ripping the golden ticket and hearing Grandpa Joe singing sent me into quite a jubilant frenzy. So much so that people driving by probably thought I was high as a lab rat. Now, Jimmy, we known for decades that you ain't a fan of how Grandpa Joe got over, but I can't help but notice the uncanny parallels between him and Hefner. I mean, they're in house clothes all day, in bed, surrounded by women. But that's not what I'm here for, Jimmy. I have a couple of bones to pick, or shall I say beefs. Starting with that gimmicky little bitch, Kevin in the Bay. The DoorDash driver. I mean, he keeps calling into my beef segment, whining about all the fats that he serves. Is he the only one surprised that his clientele is a bunch of losers? Besides the fact that they're probably always high as giraffe booty, we're talking about people too lazy to go to the drive-thru. I mean, even curbside is an option. Come on, bro. The only thing worse than him is him swiping onion rings and swigs of Mountain Dew from every order for pay because he don't want to roll out the rack before noon like the rest of us and go to work. So please, stop with your gaslighting and stay down, bro. You don't want none of this smoke, and you better duck all these fades. And finally, Jim, my second beef is in reference to a call to the jungle on May 1st regarding my basking in the glory of the lake show flaming out of the postseason. Oh, the vitriol spewed into my social media DMs by the worst generation of sports fans in history, the millennials, bronzexuals. They were hotter than two rats getting busy in a wool sock. I mean, this is the generation that gave us the Participation Award. That explains why you dignity-bankrupt sports fans think that the greatest second-place finisher besides Alvy is the GOAT instead of MJ. I mean, isn't second place like almost getting nice with your wife on honeymoon night? My generation had the legends like MJ and Dominique requiring air traffic controllers to conduct the dunk contest back when All-Star Weekend mattered. You know why you won't see Karen, Kevin Durant, and LeBum in the dunk contest? Because one couldn't handle the sight of a laughing emoji in his social media, and the other one is not allowed to stack the deck with three of his all-star buddies, only to blame them if he loses. In closing, Jim, I'm going to leave these LeBag fans with a layman analogy, so they'll understand how ridiculous they sound with the GOAT argument. Would you rather go to a hottie's crib 6 times and smash all 6 times, or go 10 times and leave with blue gonads 6 times? War me being the new chip to the dip in the jungle, and like the bottom of your side of the checkerboard, king me.
Oh, man, Dre. Nice job, Dre. What's happening, partner? First time. Got up in here. 3 strong debuts. I like that. Steve came big. Dre came up big. KC came up big. 3 strong debuts. All on the phones. I'll say that. All right. Let's do it. Next up. I'm going to keep moving now. Good job, Dre. The next caller is best known for his obsession with Alvin's sex life and for one extremely disgusting noise that he makes with his mouth. He finished 8th in his main event debut back in SmackOff 28, but he missed the board altogether in SmackOff 29. Let's see if he can bounce back. You know who I'm talking about. It's my dude, James in Portland.
Jimmy, my man, I feel like the SmackOff needs to pick me up at some shaft sugar. Woo! And I'm here, and Alvin, brother. I heard you canceled your Arena Club membership the second you found out it wasn't a swingers club. I'm still in shock that SmackOff is on your least favorite holiday, Jim. because you can't stand when adults show up to work in costume. Like when Alvin shows up with a giant A on his head and chest and claims to be the anus man. Now, I know everyone listening thinks I'm just going to talk for 5 minutes about how Alvy lays more wood than a 10-story log cabin, but I heard you needed a sports take to win this thing, so here you go, Jim. Penn State football sucks. That's right, Mark in Hollywood. You know what they say about Penn State football? It's not about the X's and the O's. It's all about the Jerrys and the Joes in a hot, steamy shower. Mark's famous movie writer and producer in the jungle. He just left the hills of Hollywood, and he's currently on his way to Van Nuys, California, finishing up his most recent movie titled The Deloro Diaries, Volume 32, Mr. Magic Fingers. Speaking of fingers, we know Jeff in Richmond is currently licking the bacon grease off his fingers. However, I did see Jeff's fat ass hanging out with Silk Bra recently. And holy crap, Silk, live from the Sausage Fest without the buns. Nice tank top tan line. Good to see you use sunscreen like Alvy uses condoms. Your skin's so orange, it looks like you bathe in Sunny Delight and Tang. But I would love to have you as my teacher, Silk, walk into class blasting bong loads and figuring out how to spell the word bra. And speaking of bras or lack thereof, poor Amber in Portland. You know, for those of you who just saw her, and if you haven't seen her, just close your eyes and think of Ryan Fitzpatrick's chin strap. I'm just kidding, Amber. We both represent Portland to the fullest. I got a beard on my face, and you got one below your waist. Amber's the second best female caller in the jungle. The first, of course, being V in the Fee. You little bitch, V. So unlike Alvin, I'm going to pull out of here, Jim, and give a shout-out to the supposed 3 best to ever win the smack-off. Starting with the 2 most gimmicky little bitches, Lef and Laguna. Way to lose 20 years of street cred in the jungle by pretending to eat dog crap? Paul's dog thought that was lame. Then the other gimmicky little bitch chose to dress up in a cow costume as a fat ass and steal the title last year. That, of course, being Mark in Boston, Detroit. Mark, it looks like you've lost some weight and have some weird, sparse gray beard on your face. Kind of looks like my grandpa's pubes after he tears off his tighty-whities. And that leaves us with the GOAT, the BIC. Now, everyone thinks BIC stands for Brad and Corona. It actually stands for Brad is circumcised. Brad's favorite sport just happens to be men's EuroLeague basketball, and his favorite mascot is the University of San Luis Obispo Anteater. Save yourself the $5,000 in the Wingman watch, Jimmy, because if Brad wins this thing again, he just wants you to show up for him on Cameo wearing your turtleneck holding a pair of scissors. Now, Brad may have 6 titles, but he does not have these 3 things in the jungle, Jim. Come on! $5,000, baby.
Oh, man. Dude, only one thing, James. First of all, I can't believe you did it. I can't believe you got through your phone call, much less made a really good phone call. But correct me if I'm wrong. Did he say San Luis Obispo was the Anteaters? UC Irvine's the Anteaters. So one point of clarification. BIC stands not for Brad in Corona, but Brad isn't circumcised or is? James, honestly, if I'm being real, I did not think you had it in you. I did not think that you would finish your call today. Come on! But you did. Where are you going to slot him? Where are you going to slot him? Get to the X. Let us know. Reaction. React to it. Hit us up. Hashtag it. Smack off. Hashtag it. James in Portland. Hashtag it. Come on. If you can spell that. Alvy, you good? I didn't know that A was for anus. I thought it was for Alvy. All right, so how are you scoring this thing? When we come back, among others, we're waiting on the GOAT. We're waiting on the defending champ. We're waiting on the 5-time champ. I don't know. Who else might show up? Tough to say, but it's starting to roll downhill. It's going to get tougher and tougher to get through. But James made it through. Listen, there's a lot of reaction. I just can't get to it. I mean, I'm seeing it and I'm trying to repost it, but I can't get to it on the air because we have a lot of things going on. But keep it up. Keep it coming. I love it. Smack Off is still trending nationally, number 3. So keep doing your thing. Whatever reaction you have on X, get to X. Let us know. Let us know where you have everybody slotted. That's always interesting to me, too. Everybody's hearing the same show, but they're hearing it differently. I can tell by looking at it. Some of you have this person number 1, while others have that same person number 5. One more observation. And the defending champ is next. Let me just say that. One more observation. I thought coming in, maybe, and I try to keep an open mind, I thought maybe there'd be an inherent advantage, maybe, to those who zoomed in because it would be visual. When the fact of the matter is, that may not be the case. Some of the call-ins have been really strong, especially those making their debut appearances. But, again, the monsters have not come yet, so let's find out. Speaking of which, the champ. The champ is here. The defending champ. The champ who snagged his first ever strap 2 years ago while rocking a cow suit at the legendary Lorelei Inn in Green Bay. He's got 4 Smack Off top 10s. He's calling into his 8th main event. He was your Smack Off 29 champion. Nobody can ever take that from him. He's already pulled a costume stunt. I'm curious to see what he's got going for us in Halloween, on Halloween. It is the champ. It is Mark in Boston. What's up, champ?
Jimmy, that leadoff call from Mark confirmed what we already knew. Mark in Hollywood is a WNBA season ticket holder. Mark, in the spirit of Halloween, next time, just ding-dong ditch your entire call. You're not going first because you're doing something monumental. You're doing it because you don't have the balls to respond to anyone. Hey, Silk, thank you for taking us on a tour of the Huntington Beach Methadone Clinic. This is why we can't have Terrence on the air anymore. He doesn't have jungle Tourette's. He has real Tourette's. Jimmy, I applaud you for trying to be innovative and doing a visual smack off. I'm not afraid of a big swing. I'm on Zoom right now, but it's cameras off, baby. Mama didn't raise no fool. We're all gross middle-aged dudes who used to remain physically anonymous. But you asked for this, Jim. You want me to make this call interactive and visual? Deal. Let's go to the funhouse. Clones, this is a picture of Sean the Cablinasian from yesterday. I know what you're thinking. Why does Sean's body look like a 90% burn victim who bartends at a joint called the Manhole? Sean, which cup size is bigger, your chest or your back? How do you have a back rack? They say breastfeeding takes a toll on the body, but my lord, why am I turned on right now? Anyway, here is a picture of Pineapple with Feet, Jeff in Richmond. Look at this picture, Jim. I photoshopped this to try to improve the quality, but there was nothing I could do adjustment-wise to make his neck appear. Jeff, how about this? For charity's sake, if I go back-to-back, I will donate the $5,000 into buying you a neck. Jeff looks like he fistfights pelicans on the beachfront for food scraps. Hey, that's mine. And next on your visual house of horrors is human cauliflower ear with glasses, Rick in Buffalo. Jim, this dude has the face of a hockey player who lost every fight he's ever been in. But the closest he's ever been to an actual hockey player is that he got put in the box for picking up a minor. Caleb's next. Oh, wait. Sorry. That's producer Lauren. My bad. You can see how I can make that mistake. You're basically Caleb if he graduated college and moved out of his parents' house. You're a success story. But let's actually switch over to Caleb. Look at this beaut. I had the pleasure of hanging out with Caleb while I was in Wisco last time. Fascinating guy. It got weird when I asked Caleb who his favorite rappers were, and he said the Starburst rappers, the Sour Patch Kid rapper, and the Skittles rappers. So yeah, today falling on Halloween is a big day for Caleb, and he's going to hit the streets as soon as you read the results here, Jim. And looky here, it's Brad and Corona. I mean, come on, dude. This sucks. I'm Brad and Corona. I'm 6'5" and have a six-pack. I've won 6 times. Every time Rome calls me the GOAT. This is the guy who needs to eat crap, not left. I openly root for terrible things to happen to you. The universe demands balance. I hope your phone glitches out again and explodes in your ear. And that ends the visual portion of my Smack Off call, Jim. I couldn't find a picture of Iafrate, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know. With a voice like that, he looks like a turd covered in burnt hair. So, Jimmy, thanks for the strap and the 2.5 years as Smack Off champ. I know that gimmicky little glitch was pissed for 2 years, and for that, I am grateful. Brad's participated in 17 of these things, and I figured out why he likes it so much. It's his favorite thing. 15 other dudes crapping on him for 8 hours. Kind of makes Brad the Bonnie Blue of the jungle. I mean, we don't kink shame around here, but Brad, you really are the GOAT. The throat goat. Jimmy, I'll see you for the after hour and for the watch. I like the ghost.
The champ. Wow. Could he go back to back? Mark in Boston. Damn, dude. I'll give you points for creativity. How about I say, hey, Jim, you asked for this now. You wanted this. You want us to be visual. I'm not showing up like that, but I will show you everybody else. I will show you everybody else and give you my thoughts and give you my takes. There is your defending champ. He's already rocked that crown for like 29 months. Could he get it for another 12? Again, like I said, the monsters are coming, including the guy with the double rack who we mentioned, Shawnee the Cowboy Nation. Nick the Clone had said when he called up yesterday, I got a feeling about Sean. Sean's been getting it in. Sean's been putting it in. Sean's been working. Sean's already got 5. Say what you want about the BIC, and a lot of you have a lot to say about the BIC. He is the GOAT. What about the X Factor? V in the fee. Looking forward to all of these calls and still some others. You don't know what's going to happen on a day like this. There are things that I thought would happen. There are things behind the scenes that you do not know about. There are things that I thought would happen that may or may not happen. And then there are things that could happen that I didn't expect to happen, if that makes any sense. Let me check some reaction really quickly before I go to break. All right, so as I mentioned, it's amazing to me that you can all watch the same show, hear the same thing, and then see it and hear it differently. John S. Gale, leaderboard for the Smack Off so far. He's got, and this was moments ago, before this call, he's got Steve, Silk, Dre, James in Portland, and Mark in Hollywood. One person's opinion. Bucket Mabin, quote, James is definitely the leader. Dre, respectable top 10. And again, be sure you hashtag all of this Smack Off.
Hashtag
John writes, shut it down, shut it down. Mark in Boston for the win. So I'm looking at this stuff now in real time. Ashley writes, James in Portland. Torch the field, call it a day. That's always one of my favorite things. Shut it down, let's go home. It's over, it's over. How can it be over? You haven't heard from the GOAT. You haven't heard from Shawnee the Cowboy Nation. You haven't even heard from V. How about Vic and NoCal? It's not over. You might have a leader in the clubhouse, but it's not over. NY Delight is in. She writes, Silk just pulled up to be Harbaugh. No smack. Hashtag Smack Off. Totally Rexels, quote, James, Mark, and Dre. Salty Sarah was in early. Quote, Mark in Hollywood is a riot. That's going to be tough to beat. And did Freddy Krueger have a set of 36 C's? Michael LaQuinta's in, quote, so far, good job, everyone, even those who got run, but I still have Mark in Hollywood a little ahead of James. Come on. Let's go, V. I'm banking on you, my man. Hey, remember, a lot of people in the predictions leading up to the event, a lot of people were calling V. A lot of people were picking V. All right, I'm going to break right now because we have 2 massive calls next segment. Don't go anywhere except to the X. Use this break. Give us your updated leaderboard. Give us your reaction. Hashtag it Smack Off. Smack Off 30 for the glory, for the $5,000, for the timepiece. We're coming right back. 2 massive calls next. Remember, we have an after show. We've never done this before. We have a recap show, the After Hour, but it's exclusive to our Rome TV channel. Find one of those platforms. I also said 2 big-time calls this segment. Let's get at it. We are joined right now by a jungle icon. In fact, he invented the Smack Off dynasty He was your 1999, 2003, 05, 06, 07 Smack Off champ. He made his first call into the main event at Smack Off 4 back in 1998. And although he goes that far back, he is as much a threat to win this thing today as he was 27 years ago. That's the longevity. That's the kind of game he has. In search of his sixth strap to tie the BIC for most of all time, it is the Cablinasian. It's Shawnee. Shawnee, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Jim. I appreciate you having me in the annual reminder that I'm bald, fat, and ooze Crisco from my pores. How you doing, my friend?
Good, dude. Good. Glad to hear you haven't changed. Do your thing.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Hey, look, in a Smack Off that's had actually 2 women in it so far, who's got the nicest set of cans in the Smack Off? This guy. Scoreboard, I guess. And Mark, look, Mark, the guy who didn't put his picture up, I'm sure you're shredded and you're running a 5K tomorrow and you can stream porn all night long. Nice douchebag shades. Glad I took more than 11 and a half minutes on the length of Mark and Hollywood's call on Prize Picks. Cha-ching. Glad I took more than 9.5 script flubs from Gale and Valencia on Prize Picks. Blammo. Dude, the way this is going, I don't need to win the Smack Off. I'll have $5,000 in my Prize Picks account halfway through hour number 3. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Got to get that tag in, Jimmy. Also, props to Terrence and Sierra Madre for being alive. I did not have that on my Smack Off bingo card. If any of you are listening with your kids right now, be sure to remind them of the significance of this day in sports. Kids, you're getting to experience 2 icons performing in the same day, Shohei Ohtani and me. Of course, only one of us is dumb enough to be swindled out of millions of dollars by our interpreter. Shohei, 3 words, 2-step authentication. Also, dude, do better at hiring. Everybody knows the 3 criteria for hiring the best interpreter. 1, elite translation skills. 2, a good credit rating. And 3, gigantic cans. Bad job by you, Shohei. Good luck tonight, idiot. Speaking of shady gambling stories, and Jim, you know I love me a good shady gambling story. This FBI investigation last week that rocked the NBA, to me, the most remarkable thing wasn't a millionaire player skimming a few G's off the top of fixed prop bets. It's not the resurgence of the New York Mafia. Shout out to the Gambino family, huge fans of the Smack Off. It's that people at these rigged celebrity poker games apparently thought it'd be totally badass to sit down at an illegal poker table and risk going to jail to play with Damon Jones. Damon Jones, Jim. What, were there no seats left at the illegal blackjack table with Ira Newble? Illegal roulette wheel with Booby Gibson, a little too crowded? And by the way, what are the topics of conversation at a Damon Jones poker table? So, Damon, what does LeBron James smell like? What does LeBron James' breakfast taste like? Does LeBron James claim you as a dependent, Damon? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, shout out to Tyreek Hill, who I'm sure is listening right now. Bro, I hope your injury is healing. Tyreek did say that the silver lining of his season-ending injury is he gets to spend more time with his kids. The problem is, I did the math. Tyreek Hill would need 36 hours in a day to spend time with even half of his kids. Wrap that thing up, Cheetah. Okay, brass tacks. Let's call this Smack Off what it is, Jim. My 3rd attempt to try to pull even with Brad and Corona. He's got 6 of these. I've got 5. The way I look at this, old blood versus new blood. I'm MJ. He's LeBron. I'm bitter and focused. Brad is a whiny SoCal with a very fishy hairline and a closet full of questionable clothing. The analogy makes perfect sense. So if that's the case, then all I really need to do is channel the greatest Smack Off call of all time, Michael Jordan's angry, bitter Hall of Fame induction speech, and just leave behind a scorched trail of bodies made up of every poor sap who ever crossed my path in the Smack Off so quickly. And I do this knowing full well some of these people might be dead. Kerwin in Riverside, Doc Mike DeTola, Tom Tolbert, thank you for being my 3-headed bitch in 1999, getting the Cablinasian Express off the ground. Joe and OC, you were on the wrong end of 4 of my wins. Your nuts have dropped. You should call back in and tell the Lollipop Guild I said hello. Jim in Fall River, nobody did more to galvanize PETA than you did when you made your 2001 call from some room that had a donkey in it. Good job, Jimmy. And Vic in NoCal, I'm honored that you used your once daily phone privileges during outdoors time to get your teeth kicked in by me in 2007. I remember all of you fondly. I'll put in a good word with the parole board, Vic. I could keep going, but I'll end with this. I was there at Enron Field when Steve Elkington golfed in a dress. I was there in Detroit when Silk Bra and I had a longer autograph line than Bobby Higginson. at a tour stop. That happened. I was there in Sacramento when Trapper, God rest his soul, came stumbling into the hotel lobby at midnight with electrodes from the hospital still stuck to his chest. To this day, we don't know why he went to the hospital, and maybe we don't want to know. Like JT the Brick, I was winning 4-hour smack-offs for no pay, while the rest of you listened on your transistor radios wishing you could be like me. Like Sean, if I could be like Sean. So maybe I'm a bald, bitter, angry old man. But you know who else is? Michael Jordan, the greatest to ever do it. And as the old saying goes, better that than a Speedo and a scorching case of herpes. Brad, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
My man, Shawnee the Cablinasian. Did I not say that he was the first ever dynasty? Did I not also say that he's every bit as dangerous right now as he was the first time he made that call 20 some odd years ago? Damn, Shawnee. Nick was not wrong. Nick the clone tipped us off. Nick said, Shawnee's been getting it in. Shawnee's been doing his work. Shawnee's been doing work in the unseen hours. Damn, Sean. That was awesome. Now, to be fair, he is a pro. A lot has been made about JT the Brick. JT the Brick parlayed his win into a career. So did Sean, obviously. Damn, Sean. That was good, dude. Really, really strong. Where are you going to slot him now? Get to X. Hashtag it SmackOff. If you want to put Shawnee the Cablinasian, go ahead and hashtag that too. I don't want to lead or mislead anybody. My man's going to be tough to beat. Man, that was good. You know it's good when he makes it look that easy. All right, let's keep moving. I promised you 2 monster calls this segment. That was one. Right now, coming into the jungle chaos agent. He is a daily contributor. He is a habitual line crosser. He is the only appearing in his second ever Smack-Off after finishing 9th in his Smack-Off debut. And yet, he was picked to win his first drop by more clones than anybody in the field other than the BIC himself. I'm also not even sure he's going to make it through this call without getting run. You never know with this guy. Of course, you know what this all means. This means we are heading to Menifee for the V in the fee. V, my brother, what do you got for us today?
Oh, Shaquille O'Neal, my bad. You caught me in the middle of some encouraging reading here to get me motivated for the Smack-Off. Let's get back to that later. Welcome, clones, to picturesque Menifee. You know, Menifee used to use this spot for the bums and drunks to piss at, but they wanted to make it worse. So they put it as a landmark of a cemetery of graves that I've killed in the last 2 years. Check out some of the names we got here, Romy. I mean, it's just crazy. And look what we have here now. Oh, Steve in Green Bay, who thought that he won the Smack-Off earlier. Steve, you know, normal guys don't have to call Jim Rome to have sex with their wives. We just wake up. Congrats lasting 5 seconds in this one, too, loser. Oh, and then you got this guy, James in Portland, who really wishes he was me, but look how easy it is to be you. Jimmy, my man. V in the Fee is like Pacquiao's dad, because he has that dog in him. Meanwhile, I have Portland woman's cat on my face. Come on! Hey, James, you're not getting any bread today, but you are keeping that yeast infection on your face. Now, look, I could really go in here on Amber in Portland, but that would be really bush league. So let me leave her some gifts. Here, that might help trim. Actually, not even close. That probably will help a lot more. All right, let's see what else we got here in my tombstone. Oh, my God. Hey, if you're getting ready to work out right now, you're probably not Jeffrey in Richmond. Hey, Jeff, let me speak fat so you can understand, okay? I'm at the top of the food chain now. You're a bottom feeder, okay? Your calls are cornier than what Matt and Ellie has to dig out of the toilet, and I'm your worst nightmare. So the V is for vegetable. Here, now drink this. It's a vanilla shake. Blend this all out. Oh, and then we got the guy who just called Sean Penderfat. Hey, Shawnee, the fat and pasty. Isn't it ironic, dude, that you you and Houston hate Jerry Jones, but you're the Jerry Jones of the jungle. You keep talking about titles from 30 years ago, spitting geriatric nonsense. But I doubt Shawnee has a bastard child because Shawnee's 0 for 3 in marriages right now. Hey, Shawnee, to help you out, maybe you should get your fluffer Payne to bang a trash can at your next wedding to let your wife know that's the one that's finally going to hit. Anyways, Let's go over here. Oh my God. Here in the after hour, Adam Rank. Hey, Rank, I got an idea for you. Get Caleb Williams' vein out of your mouth. Dude, he is not that good. Stop comparing him to Tom Brady. The only thing they have in common is that they kiss their sons the same way. Hey, Rank, I got my own list for you. Check it out, bum. Check it out. Check it out. Here's 5 quarterbacks that we'd rather have than Caleb Williams. And check it out. Here's some nail polish for you. Okay? You and Caleb can go paint each other's nails. And let me do it like Caleb does. Miss the target completely. Oh, and then over here, we got my guy, Iafrati. Yo, Iafrati, old man, do us a favor and don't call today. We don't want to hear from that smoking throat you have, that hole in your throat. You are the a-hole with a hole in his throat, dude. Enough of your back talking like, oh my gosh, I don't need gimmicks. I'm an old man. I've done this for years. We don't care. Dude, you're burnt out. I don't know what's burnt out more. Your calls, your lungs, or your urethra. Hey, Iafrati, if you didn't know, I hate you. Oh, and then I want to give a quick shout out to the Fee and Bronny James in particular. Hey, Bronny, you might be the first NBA player to put your family back in the hood. Hey, let's sperm. Way to get that leverage of LeBron by sitting out these last 2 weeks, trying to make the Lakers look bad when they actually look better without you. Just because you have name recognition doesn't mean that you're the GOAT. Am I right? Northbra, dude, holy crap. Thanks for making Rome consider a deal with Zoom all over again. That was absolutely awful. Silk, it's have a take and don't suck. Yet you take all your wife's money and suck on your own moves for food. Now you're done. Oh, and speaking of bags, Jim, let's go over here. The BIC. Brad, you know, I know you and Lef are like secretly best friends. And the only time they give back is when they're going to see each other on the dance floor today at the Irishman. But Brad, we all know that you called Lef last night. You're like, hey, Lefrey, let's keep this fake beef going. How about we do what we always do? Spin each other's faces on the phone and then give each other the hot duo when we see each other in real life. Now you're done. Because this is a new era, clones. I'm sick of these guys who don't commit anymore showing fake love to the jungle. You just all thought I was going to get ran in 30 seconds. When 30 seconds, you found out the smack off runs through me. Now check it out. For all you haters who say it's my turn and are going to doubt me, I got spots for you here, here, and here. Who wants the smoke? Rack me, I'm out.
Oh, dude. Oh, V. Incredible. We didn't know. V, I didn't know. I always knew you had that in you, V. How many times have I said, V, you have to decide who and what you want to be? What's it going to be? Are you going to be that guy who just makes jokes about people taking dumps constantly? Or are you going to show us what you're really all about? That was amazing. Man, beautiful Menifee. Menifee's never looked so good. Damn, he made Menifee look like Bel Air. He made Menifee look like Montecito. Dude, that was some kind of cemetery right there. I promised you 2 monster calls. I promised you 2 monster calls. Man, I knew the Cowboy Nation would show up like that. I did not know V would show up like that. I knew he could. I knew he could. Dang. So awesome. So awesome. I don't want to patronize either one of you by telling you I'm proud of both of you, but man, that made it so much better. Who you got? All right, that's the big question. Who you got? Who you got? Now, you still have the GOAT coming up. Who did it better? Let me check some reaction quickly. Let me refresh. Josh Klein. OMG, V, I am dying. Tony and Richmond, give Sean number 6 fluid. He is fluid. He's smooth. Shawnee's smooth. Yo, Tan Man, leaderboard. Mark in Boston. Mark in Hollywood. Steve in Green Bay. James in Portland. Casey in LA. That was before the last 2 calls, obviously. Wow. Amazing. All right, still ahead. The BIC. The GOAT. Everybody's coming for the GOAT, as you might imagine. I got to think that Vic and NoCal is lurking. Don't go anywhere. Hour 3 next. All right, so we go into hour 3, and really quickly, this is our last hour. Got a couple of monsters still ahead and some people on the phones. And I want to get to as much as I possibly can. Really quickly, make sure you get to X and hashtag your reaction, Smack-Off. Smack-Off's been trending in the top 3 nationally the entire morning and afternoon. I love it. With professional-grade products for every industry, Grainger has you covered. Call or click Grainger.com or just stop by. One more thing, too. Normally, I do bounce right after the program, but we have the after hours, so we will have a recap show with some special guests on that recap show. I'm guessing Adam Rank, who co-hosts with me, is going to have something to say about V burying him in that cemetery in Menifee. I would think. All right, let's get right to it. I say it every single year. This dude needs no introduction, but he always gets one nonetheless. That's what happens when you win 6 straps. He is your 2009, 2011, 2015, 2018, 2019, 2021 Smack-Off champ. He is checking in to his 16th Smack-Off today. He's hit the podium in 5 of the last 6 main events. In other words, he's still at the peak of his powers. How high will he finish today? He is the GOAT. It is the BIC. It is Brad in Corona. Brad, what's going on, dude? How are you? Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, I want to start by congratulating the guys who strategically stayed off Zoom because they're ugly. Mark in Boston, good job. I love how you were putting guys' picks up and calling them ugly, and then your pick came up at the end, and I thought it was another guy you were going to make fun of for being ugly, but it was just you. Steve in Green Bay, nice work. I'm guessing Steve stayed off of Zoom because he had a lot to do with Steve's face and Steve's body and Steve's front and back butts. And yeah, Steve, dumb guys always have big wieners. You sounded really, really smart on your phone call, bro, so make sure you don't piss through that gap in the toilet seat the next time you sit down to take a pee. And the reason I never got into radio, bro, is because radio doesn't pay anything unless you're Jim Rome. If you and JT the Brick want to have a W-2 competition, we can do it live on the air. You guys pull out yours, and I'll pull out just enough of mine to win. Nice call by V and the Fee. Lots of dirt and cardboard out in Menifee these days. You're making Corona look like Crystal Cove, bro. V and the Fee, or as I like to call him, straight Mark in Hollywood. He gets a little too excited in his phone calls, Jim. I haven't seen someone get that excited for a call since Silk's doctor phoned him up and told him he was eligible for the latest COVID-19 booster. Shout out to Silk over at The Irishman, by the way. Love seeing him in his Kings shirt earlier. Or was that a No Kings shirt? I couldn't tell. Actually, shout out to Silk's internal organs over at The Irishman. They are the real heroes, Jim. I mean, having to process alcohol, weed, mushrooms, Quaaludes, and 20 vaccines a year would bring a lot of other guys down. Not Silk. Silk is our Keith Richards, Jim. Anyway, V and the Fee, not to be confused with paying a fee for the V, which is something Vic in NoCal knows all about. And on that note, quick word of warning to Cindy. Cindy, not that you'd ever consider driving 6 hours down to Baja, Mexico to hook up with a guy that looks like Charlie Sheen's crack dealer, but I have it on good authority that Vic is not clean. Let me put it like this. Vic's never read any of the Harry Potter books, but let's just say he's extremely familiar with Hogwarts, okay? Also, don't get fooled when he tells you he's hosting a post-smack-off party at Javier's. It's not the restaurant. It's his neighbor Javier's house. He lives down in Mexico. There's a lot of Javier's down there. Jim, at this point, I feel like I'm pretty much dominating the phone aspect of this 30th smack-off, but what most people don't know about me is that I'm a 5-tool player, Jim. So if you don't mind, can you please switch me over to Zoom link?
I think I'm going to hang up and give that a go. Oh, there we go. Did I say a 5-tool player? I think I meant to say one big tool. Hang on, that actually looks pretty good to me. Let me see if I can get myself up there and just take a nice lick of my own nipple. Okay, that's great. All right, bring me back down. Thank you. I mean, that's me. I want to remind everybody that this is me. Okay, the GOAT. And I just want to say that being the GOAT is not as impressive as it sounds, okay? Do you want to see the runner-up GOAT? The guy who's won the second most of all time? Here he is. This is Sean the Cablinasian Pendergast. And this is Sean in his prime. Okay? Jimbo, come on. You know when you see an old picture of yourself from like 30 years ago and you're maybe sitting on a motorcycle with two hot chicks, your hair's flowing in the wind, and you see that picture and you go, oh, take me back. Those were the days. This is what Sean Pendergast wants to be taken back to. This. Yeah, take me back to the time when I only had two chins, a gap in my front teeth, a unibrow, a bald head, and when Galen Valencia was still a 6 out of 10 with the lights on. Take me back. I mean, my God, what does he look like now? Oh, holy crap. Well, I guess we know what the T in Sean T. Pendergast stands for. Like Sean, if I could be like Sean. Does anyone want to be like Sean? I don't want to be like Sean, but I do want to motorboat Sean right now, live on the air. Woo! Those big naturals are nice, Jimmy. And do you want to see the third best caller of all time, Lef in Laguna? He's even better. Here's a video he posted of himself going outside to eat dog poop in his front yard last month. Check out the wonderful interaction between Lef and his wife at the beginning of this phone call, Jim.
14 for the win. No one's eating it besides me. No one else is eating it. No one else is going to eat it.
No one else is eating it. What? No one else is eating it. What? No one else is eating it. Where did you two meet? Left season 1 of Love on the Spectrum? I like the Dolphins. Do you like the Dolphins? I'll eat dog poop if the Dolphins lose. Will you eat dog poop if the Dolphins lose? Also, dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think you might be too poor to live in Laguna. Like, if you can't afford to fix your dilapidated old fence or make sure 98% of your grass isn't dead, you may want to consider moving to Corona, bro. Your front yard is 100% grade A white trash. You'd fit in perfectly out here. And I saw you arguing with some guy on Twitter about how your grass was dormant. Dormant? That's a funny word for it. Do you think Sean's hairline is also dormant in that photo? What about Caleb's sex life? Is that dormant too? By the way, Caleb's sex life really heating up, Jim. My boy posted this on X recently. Here's the caption. Maybe I'm a man. Maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand. Caleb, I don't know if you're a man, and I'm pretty sure being in the middle of something you don't really understand is what's going to happen the first time those clothes come off. But I do know that X is not for love posts, okay? X is for ladies with C-section scars who are offering to show everyone their boobs if the Cowboys score a touchdown or something stupid like that. Keep this stuff on Facebook until this girl's had a couple of kids and gets an OnlyFans account, all right? Then it's time to bring her back on X. Finally, Jim, it's been great participating in the 30th annual Smack Off. For those of you scoring at home, I think it's pretty obvious I've won the phones. I've definitely won the Zooms. I guess the only thing left is for me to maybe tile my junk all over the screen and then, I don't know, have my boy Parody Larry sing me my own Brady Bunch-inspired theme song while I check out my junk. Take it away, Lawrence.
Dun, 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 dun. The banana is back in the smack off, and everyone starting to pee, 'cause he rolled into the Zoom and ripped another. That's what you do when you are the BIC, the BIC, the BIC. That's the way he became the BIC.
Nice rack me. I'm out.
Holy ish. Wow. And y'all want to talk junk about that guy. Like I said, did I not say at the very beginning of that? Still at the peak of his powers. Still at the peak of his powers. Bradley, the BIC, the GOAT, taking advantage both of the phone and the Zoom. And with the Brady Bunch outro with Parody Larry. Bro, did you lick your own nipple in the middle of that call? Did you motorboat Sean in that call? Wow, dude. Let's just say the Jungle 2.0 was made for Brad. You can crack on Brad all you want for calling 3 times a year. If he makes that call once a year, that guy can do whatever the hell he wants. All right, however, Shawnee, V, and the BIC, What do you do with that? What do you do with that? And we haven't heard from Vic yet. Vic is still ahead. And I've got some others. Wow. That's a tough act to follow. My man, it is Matt-tober. It's a tough act to follow. Matt, I know you're not afraid of anybody or anything. Now, if you're wondering why this next call is about to get on the air, all you have to do is check the calendar. I just said it. It's Matt-tober. So that means my man gets to come in and make his second ever appearance in the Smack Off. No, check that. My dude deserves to make his second ever appearance in the main event. Yo, Matt, it's your time. It's your month. Intro. You're welcome. Yo, my brother, how you doing?
Romulus James, since the days Smack Off champs came in more than once a year, since that bitter, argumentative, tantrum-throwing, out-of-work talk show hack Yankee Honk won the first event, your boy Matt in LA's had your back, pimp. So on 30-plus years of excellence and a 30th King of Smack Off tourney, you're welcome, because you're still on top of the world, Jimmy. But enough of the pleasantries. A bunch of you nobodies with literally nothing outside of your jungle identity have been slacking off way too much from that best boy girl, grip effeminate, Lamar Latrell stand-in Mark from Hollywood, to that beached whale in the Commonwealth who looks almost as much as a morbidly obese ghost as that H-Town ham and egger who's mistaken for an industrial vat of Miracle Whip nearly every week at the Houston grocery stores, Shawnee the mayonnaise man, to that trickin' no-cal or the other sea elephant of the Wisco Lakes, Benny. I'm calling all you absentee wannabe pretenders out, like the cowards that you are, for hiding all damn year long. I mean, Brad, what can you say? At least, dude, the Speedo Libido, Nads in Corona, comes in once a month when he's not making teachers and fellow parents uneasy by hanging around in places he shouldn't be or is not wanted in those nutter butters, spinning yarns of his Peter-gazing afternoons or his adventures of staring at dudes' packages like he's a chief mail inspector. Hey, man, where the F are the rest of you? Mark hasn't had a paid acting gig in a decade. Jeff and Bitchman has free time to call in between trough feedings. And Caleb finally got a little yum, so thinks he's pimping the box instead of calling the pimp in the box. I'm tired of it, man. The defending chump was MIA for 2.5 damn years. Couldn't make 2.5 calls, let alone show up. Kind of like Michigan in an OSU game. So all of you fools, I hate all of you disrespectful derelicts. Just like that sewer mouth, toothy, bionic bicuspid, crunching DA. You all make me sick. It's not about anything but making the jungle better, you suck butts. So look in the mirror and bring your A game. I'm Matt in LA and you're not. Smack off effing 30, Van Smack. Appreciate you. War Trapper. War Cal in Vegas. Outro.
Yo, dude, Matt. You know what? Matt made one of his best calls ever when it mattered most. Nice job, Matt. Good job, dude. That's how you do it. And that was not an easy call to follow either. One of the best calls ever. All right, so the question is now, do I bang one more telephone call or do we take a break? All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, guaranteed call from a former champ. Got at least one monster left. All right, not too late. The rest of you, if you're in the field and you want to get in, take your shot. I can tell a lot of you are having as much trouble with this as we are. Those are the best kind of smack-offs. Somebody's going to be pissed. In fact, there are going to be a lot of people pissed, which means it was a great one. And we're not done yet. You got at least one monster hanging in the wings, and who knows who else we'll get to this segment. In fact, why don't we start right here? It's been a minute. 7 years, in fact, since the caller serenaded us on Smack Off Day with his trademark beatboxing. He's entering his third ever main event. This time, he might actually have a phone that works. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my man, John in Little Rock. John, you made it in. What's up, John?
Come on, Jimmy, smack off. Please, we in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. I want some of that good. Don't turn around. Ow, ow. Gus John from Little Rock back in town. Ow, ow. And when my parodies hit the ground, ow, ow, it's gonna have an excellent sound. Ow, ow. Hey, yo, V in the feet. Ow, ow. I'm here to smack out all your teeth. Ow, ow. You shouldn't have never messed with me. Ow, ow. And you will have no means to choose some beef. Ow, ow. Hey, yo, Brad in Corona. Ow, ow. Run me.
Okay.
You don't like that call. I don't like that call.
Uh-oh.
Not a very good call.
What the hell was that? Uh-oh. Why are we doing that? Uh-oh. I mean, the Welcome to the Jungle was good, John. And the rest of it was, uh-oh. Why are you gonna mess with me, V? Uh-oh. What? Run me? Run me. That's how you showed up to the smack off? Run me? Gladly. Gladly, my brother. Wow. And to think that we went out of our way to get him in there. John. Anyway, next up, one of the most prolific, one of the most dangerous clones in jungle history. He is your 2010 champ. He's hit the podium 5 times, including 2 of the 3 last smack-offs. However, he was run in Smack-Off 29. Did not even make it through his call. Something tells me he's still not happy about that. Something tells me Broadway Victor is here to extract some revenge. A revenge call. Entering his 17th smack-off. It is Vic. Broadway Vic in NoCal. Vic, what's going on?
Romy Rome, tough day for the lady clones, man. You know, I don't think it was the smartest move for Gail to try that live Zoom. I mean, that might have been the worst decision since T.I. decided to save Scott Stapp's life. Because we all saw what happened, Rome. Gail predictably crapped the bed like Amber Heard on prune juice. Or like Amber in Portland. So for this call today, I'm actually wearing my official Mike and Indy choke artist jersey. I'm trying to channel Vlad Guerrero Jr. wearing that Austin Matthews jersey for Game 7 against the Mariners. Or as smart guy Brad in Corona calls them, the Mariners. Stupid idiot. By the way, I have no idea what the hell that was just now from Brad, but you gotta love that that guy who just did that likes to call other people gimmicky little bitches. Pot meet kettle, brother. No gimmicks for me today, Rome. No disembodied faces floating around people's nipples and junk. No graveyards. Just straight smack, homie. Because here we are, Rome, in the year 2025. It's been 30 years of smack-offs, and I think if you asked people back in 1995 what the world would look like today, they'd mention things like flying cars and hoverboards. Well, we don't have that, but we do have Dana White's Power Slap. That's impressive, no? Ah, yes, Power Slap, that dystopian monstrosity where billionaire Dana White pays poor people to stand in front of each other and trade undefended blows to the head until one of them keels over unconscious with a concussion and the crowd roars. Yeah, well done, Dana. Nicely done, brother. I wonder what Mr. White's next money-making venture will be, but I can already imagine it, Rome. Picture this, all right?
Live this Friday night, only on Spike TV, the most extreme, fastest-growing one-on-one sport on the planet. Dana White presents Russian Roulette. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Are you tough enough?
Bro, Dana White must be stopped, Rome. Dude, where the hell is Joaquin when we need him? Help us. Help us, Obi Joaquin Obi. You're our only hope. And hey, I want a quick shout out to my boy Mark in Hollywood, famous jungle actor. You know, as an actor, Mark always dreamed of one day being interviewed on that show Inside the Actors Studio with James Lipton. You know, that weird guy with the beard who's like, Mark in Hollywood, tell us about your acting journey. You know, that guy? Yeah, it was always Mark's dream to get on that guy's show, but so far the only bearded weirdo he's been interviewed by is that idiot 12wood. Mark, you're not exactly Tom Cruising at the box office, brother. I mean, dude, you've been in so many low-budget, crappy little unknown productions that nobody ever watched or even heard of. I'm going to start calling you Hallmark in Hollywood. And Jim, Mark in Hollywood's real name is Mark Charon, which is an anagram of Karma Ranch, which is really ironic, Jimbo, because those are two things Mark is never going to possess, the karma or a ranch. Because he's poor, Jim. Yeah, he's really poor. Mark in Hollywood could never afford a Rolex Submariner like I can. Rome, so apparently rich guy Brad is some kind of big insurance salesman. You want to know why Brad sells so much insurance, Rome? Because he denies so much insurance. Hopefully when the trick-or-treaters stop by his house later today, one of those kids shows up as Luigi Mangione. And Rome, before I go, I do want to address something our boy Aya Frady said to me during the last Smack Off, and it's something that I really took to heart. And what he said to me was this.
We are begging you, Broadway. Do not waste your time or ours with next year's losing call. Just proceed straight to grievance land.
Aya Frady, I followed your suggestion, and I did not waste your time or mine with this year's losing call. I did it with the winning call. Thanks for the advice, bitch. To quote the legendary Dexter Manley, they wrote me off, Rome. I couldn't write back, though. Wore irate Craig using an old combat boot as a wine decanter. Wore Marty in Rome getting caught on the Jumbotron at the Coldplay concert. And one last question for you, Rome. When is parade?
When is parade? When is parade? Quando? Quando, Vic? All right, Vic and NoCal, again, coming strong. Where do you have them slotted? Man, they're making this awfully tough. Think about the way this thing played out. Shawnee, V, Brad, Vic, Mark in Boston. You had James in Portland scoring big earlier in the program. You had some first-timers coming up large. Man, they're making this hard on us. They're making this really hard on us. Hey, John in Little Rock, my dude, you're not making it hard on me at all.
Hey, John.
It's not going to be you, John. I'm just going to give it up right now. It's not going to be you, John. You're not getting the watch. Not the best day for the Lady Clones. They're not wrong about that.
More Lady Clones.
All right. Let me get some reaction as I kind of think this through myself. First of all, great event. This is the first time we've ever tried anything like this, and there was a lot that went into it this week that you don't need to know about. Really happy with the event. Jamie in Green Bay, quote, "It's really difficult to choose between V and Brad right now." SoCal Carpenter, quote, "Vic and NoCal should be the first winner to be uninvited and have to earn his spot. He's sucked for years." Kobe, quote, "BIC or V, nobody else matters." C-Flow King, "Vic and NoCal is attempting to filibuster the smack off, make way for the winner." This says, I think BIC stands for best in class. Give him the strap, Rome. Mike from Cleveland. V buried us all in that graveyard. Absolute GOAT. It's not even close. Crown him. Signed Ryman 2000. Pete in Phoenix. Smack off. Hashtag smack off. Incredible. The BIC is so good. You motor boating SOB. Aaron in Iowa. Podium. Number 1, Brad in Corona. Number 2, V in the Fee. Number 3, Shawnee, the Cablinasian. Number 4, Mark in Hollywood. Bucket Maben, quote, sheesh. My man James in Portland had it all till Sean came in. Then Sean had number 6 in the bag. Then came along that whippersnapper, V. It's V's title. At I Know I'm Right, quote, V and the Fee had me crying. Ryan writes, I hated V. And where the F is the Fee? Got it now. Menifee, California. Terrible takes all year. Top-notch smack today. I was expecting global warming from him. Nice job. Oh, no, it was better than a nice job. The question is, did he do a good enough job to rip the whole thing? Ryan Rock, 949. V and the Fee just made Jim Rome get up out of the seat. Little cupboard prep goes a long way. Brutal, dude. Give him the cash. I think that dude may have had me out of my seat twice. See, the thing is, we've been on TV before, but how do you, and that's actually fair. Generally, I don't get out of my seat. It's just he went at my guy Rank so hard. That got me out of my seat. And so, frankly, I hate to say, did the hedges that he threw at Amber. That also got me out of my seat. Last chance to get your votes in. We are tallying up our points and our votes and how we're scoring it. This is hard. If you want to get to the X, do it right now. Who you got? Who should win? How do you have everybody slotted? Hashtag it. Smack off. And remember, for the first time ever, we are going to have a recap show. And the recap show is on the after hour. So I'll be there. Adam Rank will be there. We'll have some special guests there that I don't want to get into just yet. Make sure you check that out. Man, what a wild day. Hey, Tommy. Just take a breath for a minute, Tommy. Talk to me. Talk to me. First off, what are you doing in that stupid outfit, man? How do you do that?
You keep asking me. I don't know what you're talking about, boss. What outfit?
This is your Friday gear. How
Exactly.
you feeling? How you feeling, man? So people don't really, we're not looking for any kind of props. People don't really understand what goes into it. Man, take a deep breath for a minute.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling great about the show. That was a very chaotic 2.5 hours, though. I just said in here that felt like 10 seconds. So a lot happened. We had a couple guys fall away that I was expecting to show up. We had a couple guys show up way bigger than I thought they were going to show up, which is always great. We had that run of calls at the end of last hour that was absolutely spectacular. And like you said, maybe the best the best Smack Off segment I've ever heard since I've been listening to the Smack Off, which, that's a decade and a half now. So I'm very happy with it. But yeah, that was between the Zoom element, first of all, the week we just had to get on the air for today, then getting through.
They don't know and they don't care.
Exactly.
But we did a lot to make that happen.
Then the festivities yesterday, which was chaos and an exhausting show and a great show. I love it, but I was beat after yesterday. Then wake up, run it back today, and I'm glad with how it worked out. But it again, like it felt like 10 seconds.
This
today.
is why you're the best in the business with that breakdown. One small problem: we need to pick a freaking winner.
Yes,
we have not done that yet. So
we were just deliberating in here, and we will go right back to deliberating right now.
And me too. And ultimately, it's my call, and that's one of the rules, right? There are 2 rules. 1, you cannot bum rush the set or the studio. 2, I make the rules. I've got the final say. So we will come back with our top 10, our top 8, whatever it is, and our winner. Winner of Smack Off 30, the crown, the money, the watch, the glory. And a quick reaction from that winner. Who's it going to be? Somebody we've heard from or somebody who's a first-timer? Or is there going to be a repeat champ? 30. Can I just say how proud I am of that number and the legacy and everybody who's been a part of this over the last 3 decades? 30 smack-offs. And the thing that I'm most proud of is, man, it was strong. It was strong. Can't anybody come up in here and say, yo, man, lost all your MPH, you and your callers or Zoomers. That'd be bullcrap. That was good. Proud of y'all. Even those who got run, hey, at least you were in the arena. You took your shot. You took your shot. Because some people were supposed to come up in here and didn't. So Gail, Amber, you may have gotten run, but you lived to fight another day. And I'm proud of you both. All right, let's get to it. Here's your top 10 from 10 to 1. Finishing in 10th in his first ever Smack Off in his debut. If you hit the top 10 in your debut, that's a strong day. That's a good day. You should be proud. My man Dre in Providence. What's happening, partner? Good job, Dre. I thought you did really well. I was proud of you. Really well. Nothing to be ashamed of. A top 10er in your debut. Now, you might be disappointed. I don't know how that hits. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm really happy with you. I thought that was good. You made it better. Nice job, Dre. Number 10. You always have that. A top 10 finish in the Smack Off. Not only got in, but finished in the top 10. Number 9. Former champ. The Bra. Silk. Silk, I liked it. Stay true to character. You are the king of Huntington Beach. You let us in. You went to the Irishman. Shout out to the Irishman. Thank you very much for hosting the event. You had my brother-in-law, Craig, in there. You had Terrence F-bomb us. Terrence, what was that, by the way? I've been glorifying you, dude, for 15 years. That's how you repay me. Anyway, Silk's had a great year in the jungle. Great year. And another top 10 finish. Number 8. My man Casey. Casey, I got to say, bro, much love, much respect. You are an OG. Today proved it. And I have to own this. I didn't do you any favors by having time run out on you. Thought it was a great call. Thought it was a great bit on Halloween. Darth Vader, my man, much respect. You're an OG with a lot of game and a lot of heart. My man, appreciate you. KC, that was his debut, by the way. All the years of listening, that was his first Smack Off appearance. He comes in 8th. All right, it gets really tricky now in the top 7. Number 7, Mark in Hollywood. My man started it off, took an enormous swing. That was a production, a bit of cinema, masterpiece theater, man. An all-out production in the hills of Hollywood. And sure, you can say he's an actor, but what he did, what he learned, what he choreographed, that was really impressive, Mark. I know you'll be disappointed, but man, you're a player, and I was really impressed. 7th overall. How about my dude, Steve in Green Bay? Steve in Green Bay, what an incredible debut. My man, you're going to get so much sex. What an incredible debut. Dude, you thought you were getting nice and getting down before just for qualifying? Top 6? Not even top 10. Not even honorable mention. 6th. Bro, get ready to put out. Get ready to get some. Get ready to get nice. Really nice for a really long time. Great call, dude. Really strong call. Great energy, great takes. Which brings us to the top 5. Yeah, the top 5 and then everybody else. And this is where the fight, this is where people start to let their hands go. Because I could argue that you could have put, of any of these 5, could be interchangeable. And I know people will be angry. You could argue that 5 could be 2, could be 1, 1 could be 5. People will be angry, and I get that. They made it. Y'all made it really tough on us. Number 5. James in Portland. What's going on? James, my man. Dude, you were great. That was the best call of your career. You were one of the ones that I thought for sure would flame because that's what you do and that's what you would want to do. That was your single best call ever on the day that mattered most, James. So again, I don't know how that hits. You might be pissed. You might be happy. I don't really know. Me, I'm really happy with you. You made this event, and I always want this event to crush. You made the event much better, James. James, my man. Nice job. Really nice job. So now you've got the top 4, and I think we know who the top 4 are. We all know who the top 4 are. You've got dynasties within the top 4. You have the defending champ within the top 4. And then you got that one wild card who we didn't know what to expect in the top 4. This is hard. Really hard. Hopefully, if it doesn't go your way, you don't freak out and try to burn the jungle to the ground, take it so personally, and just talk junk about the show forever and never come back. Because I appreciate all of you. Love all of you. Need all of you. But we have a job to do. Number 4. The Cowboy Nation. Shawnee, man, I got nothing but love and respect for you, dude. You were so good. You are so good. It was such a great call. You're still the smoothest guy in the jungle. You've had an amazing career. Could not be more proud of you. Proud to call you a friend. And I know that stings. But to me, that was number 4. Number 4. Let's get to the podium. The top 3. Damn, this is hard. We have a new champ because the defending champ, Mark in Boston, 3rd. Another great call. An amazing title defense. It's almost impossible to repeat. And dude, you gave it a tremendous run. A tremendous run. Great phone call. One of the best to do it. So your last 2 appearances, you're the champ and a 3rd place finish. You got to hand that green jacket to somebody else. You got to put it on somebody else. I know you don't want to do it. Damn, how about these 2? How about these 2? How about these 2? And I think most people listening or watching would probably agree it's between these 2. How do you decide between these 2? Really freaking hard. Unbelievable call. Runner up. Freaking V in the fee. V. On the one hand, my brother, dude, your head's probably exploding right now. On the one hand, my brother, I can't tell you how happy I am with you. That was an incredible call. An incredible call. It was a brilliant call. Dude, my question was whether or not you even cared enough, whether or not you had it in you. Now, I knew you had it in you, but I'm not even sure I knew you had that in you. It was incredible. Like I always use this phrase in horse racing, you ran a winning race. That call wins in a lot of other years. There was so much about that call that I loved. You had me out of my seat twice. It was genius. Dude, you're probably heartbroken. You're probably furious. But you got nothing to be, definitely nothing to be ashamed of. That was amazing. Dude, you should be proud as hell. I'm proud as hell of you. You've been in the Smack Off twice, V. 9th to 2nd. And believe me, there's a lot of people who have your back. A lot of people who hated your guts, who think that you should have won. But because you didn't, the GOAT did it again. And I'll tell you why. Again, it was this close. It was such a hard decision. The GOAT wins Brad and Corona because of how elaborate the call was. He actually mixed in a phone call with the visual, and then visual elements that we haven't seen. Say what you want about his floating dome, but that was all him, by the way. That was him. Everybody all day long was coming for him, and he clapped back on everybody that came for him. I thought the Brady Bunch bit at the very end was genius. He won in spite of parody, Larry. I didn't think that was the best decision, but he won anyway. Let's get to the champ right now really quickly. He's won it 7 times. The BIC, the GOAT. Brad, you did it, bro. And you're still floating. How you feeling,
Romy,
man?
did you say that I've won 6 or 7 times?
7, bro. 7.
Hey, listen, V and the Fee, if you're depressed about getting 2nd, why don't you head on out to the Pechanga Indian Reservation and gamble your 2nd place winnings?
Dude. Hey, Brad, let me ask you something. Congratulations, first of all. Take me through the process of the phone call. Kind of like, what were you thinking in the way you tried to approach it this year? Because this Smack Off obviously was different than any other Smack Off. We haven't had one in a while. We had a visual element. Can you kind of give me your thoughts on how you were going to attack this thing?
Yeah, so I would say maybe like as early as like a week ago, I didn't think I was going to zoom in. And then I lobbed the old text over to Steve at Stucknut and started working my way up the technology dork ladder to sort of figure out how to use this thing. And he helped me, and he turned me on a little bit to Haunted Horse, who then helped me some more. And then, it's just a matter of like, hey, dude, I want my head floating on my crank during the smack off. Like, how do I accomplish this? So they sort of directed me to the software that I needed to download. And it's funny, dude. For some reason, I thought like, I always think that other people are going to do what I do. And I was really worried that like Mark in Boston or someone was going to come in with their head floating on Sean's boobs or a crank or something like that. So I was kind of paranoid right before the call went off. But yeah, I got some help from all these jungle old heads. So shout out to you boys. And yeah, that's kind of how it went down. Not surprisingly, the technology is pretty simple to use, Jim, unless you're an idiot. And it took me maybe a couple hours.
Bro, you're no idiot. You are the GOAT. You are the champ. The BIC. Unbelievable job, dude. Congratulations. You did it again. No one better.
Hey, love you, man. Appreciate you in the show. It was great.
Dude, love you too. Appreciate you. You always make it better. No one's ever done it better. The BIC. You keep gunning for the GOAT and nobody can take him down. It was close though, man. It was close. Good job, Brad. My thanks to everybody who made this thing happen. There's the champ. All of you participants, amazing job, amazing day. Listen, we have a recap show. We've never done that. I want to shout out my crew, the XR4TI. Everybody's been busting their ass. Great job. Listen, for the recap show, you have to find the after hour. It's exclusive to our Rome TV channel. Go to one of our 9 platforms and watch us react to it. I'll react. Adam Rank will react. And we have some other special guests coming in. Brad, congrats. Stay tuned. The after hour's next.